Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and holy moly, here we go. The stock market is falling and falling and falling. Crypto market was falling and falling and falling, and may have found a temporary bottom. We could be continuing to go lower, I don't know, but we're going to talk a little bit about that. We made a video on August the 2nd where we kind of previewed that something could potentially be coming till we push down further, and it looks like we were right. However, just like anyone else, I couldn't really foresee the future of when that would happen or how fast it would happen and all that stuff. And we're not even sure if this is it or if this is just the beginning, right? We could go a lot lower than what we're seeing here, depending on the tensions in the Middle East. There are a lot of different things that are happening currently that are contributing to the downfall of the markets, right? So basically fell off of a cliff here. We broke below the 53.68 level on the S&P. We actually broke below the 51.82 level, and we popped back up. If we fall below that, you're looking at about 5,300. If we fall below that, you're looking at 48.81 from there. Okay, so some of the plays that we're in, such as Amazon, Tesla, IQST, Design, Oil and Gas, we're going to look at all those and just kind of take a look at those, and I'll kind of give you my thoughts on crypto and that as well. Amazon just fell straight down, and it bounced off of about the 152 level, still above my average cost, so I'm not buying here unless it gets down to 130 or below, but it did bounce off of 150. So for those of you who are looking to get in, I think that actually might be a decent spot to start a position there. IQST fell down to 18 cents, looks to be holding there temporarily, about 18.5. We're going to look at NVDA right at $100. This one I'm actually considering coming in and buying more here because I only have about half of my position of NVDA, so I'm considering coming in and buying some more right here if it stays whenever I'm ready to buy. Tesla looks like we are at about 200 and are holding some support there. I think we probably get down to about 189. If we break below that, you're looking at about 170, 165-ish, somewhere in that level there. Sassol's another one I'm keeping my eye on. I took the fib level off because I need to redraw it, and I'm going to let this kind of pass up before I redraw, but I'm hoping this one gets to 6 or under, and that's where I'll be looking to start my longer term position on it. And then of course, Oil and Gas, we've been talking about this one for quite a while, that I thought that we were going to come back down and touch about 4.5 cents, and boom, there we go. 4.5 cents was touched, and we bounced right off of that. I think we settled down here, especially this one, guys. I mean, Iran's talking about going after Israel basically and retaliating, so, and that's where these people operate, so I can assume that some people were probably spooked and got out, which is one of the reasons that we pushed down here. But that seems to be your floor currently at the time, is 4.5 cents. Of course, we talked about all of this stuff that's currently happening. We just didn't know what was going to happen right then and there, in such a big push down. I don't think we've seen anything this big, extreme move to the downside since the COVID crash. So we could potentially see some more downside. And the reason I say that is the tensions in the Middle East. If that comes out and something does happen and we see more stuff about war, we're going to continue to move down. It's going to spook the markets. They did have an emergency, or scheduled an emergency meeting for the Fed to come in and talk about dropping interest rates down, cutting interest rates. And so if that happens, possibly that'll help out some of the bleeding. But I will say, man, it happened so fast. Like last night it started, in crypto and in the stock markets, and Japan's markets were falling, and the United States, the futures were terrible. And today, or actually overnight, Robinhood suspended 24-hour trading. Today there was a bunch of major brokerage firms that were actually frozen. You couldn't get into them. Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard, couldn't even get into them. There was, I'm assuming they shut them down. There was so much volume of people getting in that it crashed the system. So you haven't seen stuff like that again since the COVID crash. So this is something to keep an eye on. As far as my personal plan on this, I'm not buying this week. I'm just watching, kind of watching from the sidelines and just observing, because I could buy here and it falls lower. All right, so I miss out on some potential cheaper prices, or we could bounce from here and continue higher and recover, and then no harm, no foul, we're back where we started. My personal opinion, I'm going to probably wait about a week to a week and a half, and I'm going to let everything play out, and we're going to see what happens. And then if we go lower, especially guys on some of these stocks that we're covering here and on crypto, going to come in and back the truck up and load up one last time, hopefully before things start heating up and cooking. So, but I think August is going to be the time to do that. I think August is going to be an ugly month overall for crypto, for the stock market in general. And keep in mind, guys, when Bitcoin fell and broke to about 50,000, these big institutions, what do? They came in and scooped them up, scooped up, bought, and that's how to do it. So for me, it actually did. The price did fall for SHIB right down to my average cost, actually below it. And I thought about getting in to buy, but I'd been kind of buying the dips on the way down to where I was like, well, I'm going to wait. And if it stays around there, I'll pounce. And if not, I'm good. I'll just kind of let it ride and do its thing. So that's my current plan. So I just wanted to update you on the technicals on the stock market, give you a little update on the plays that we talk about here. Let me know what you're doing in the middle of this stock market crash. Like the video, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment below. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.